Scoring truly is a whole other program in CUBASE. We would need another 5 video chapters devoted to this to give it proper credit. This last video on scoring will focus on questions we get from a lot of people. How do I score drums? And how do I create guitar tablature? We're going to set up a score drum map, set up the staff for drum notes, enter and edit drum notes, and learn how to use a single line drum staff. Let's jump straight into the score drum map by choosing it under the scores menu in the global setting submenu. The sounds are here and your pitches are here. These pitches cannot be edited. The display note is the note the drum pitch will be displayed on the staff. This voice section allows you to voice up to 8 notes so that things like rest handling and stem direction are grouped. The default settings are most likely what you'll use, but you can change the display note and change the way it gets displayed on your score. To start using this drum map, you need to check Use Score Drum Map. When you activate Use Head Pairs, this will display different note values. Empty heads are for half notes and larger values, and filled are for quarter notes and smaller values. To change the head pair, simply click here to change it. If you don't like the selection here, you can press this edit button here above to change the head pair selection. And if you check off Edit in Scores, this will change the display note of the drum pitch when you move the notes up or down, instead of transposing them. And it also has some other useful options. Now let's get this staff ready for drum notation. Go into the Staff Settings window and change the clef to the drum clef. Press the Option button and you'll notice the Use Score Drum Map is turned on. This is because we turned it on in the other window. You might want to fix the stem height. And you might even want to use polyphonic voicing for rest handling. I'm going to use 2 voices. Now let's record drums. Let's turn on the click and press the record button. I'm going to shrink down the score a little. Double click, clean this up, and play it back. Let's take off the click. That looks and sounds great. Sometimes drums are written on a single drum line staff. Let's go back to the staff settings and under Options, click on Single Line Drum Staff. Now in a single line drum staff, there are only 3 spots to place notes: below the line, on the line, and above the line. Anything between these 2 pitches will be on the line. Below this range, below the line, and above this range, above the line. Let's hit the Apply button and see if this looks right. We need to get our kick drum below the line. Let's bump this up. Let's bump this up to C4 and hit the Apply button. There, that looks a little better. I might just want to zoom in just so you guys can see this. There's the kick drum below the line, the snare drum on the line, the kick drum below the line, the snare drum on the line, and our hi-hats above the line. Now we can change our snare head so that we can read it more easily by going into the drum map. Obviously you want to choose something that is commonly used, but at the same token you want to make it legible so that people can read it. Now let's look at guitar tablature. Let's take a look at this nylon string guitar part. Go to the staff settings and click on tablature. Turn it on and press apply. For this guitar, there wasn't much I had to do. Sometimes guitar tab books don't have the stems or rests to make it easier to read. Let's choose this and click apply. To increase the space between the tab lines, click on the Options tab and then change the Add Space size to 2. Then hit Apply. I don't want to see this solo nylon word appearing every single time. I'm going to go to my short name, delete it, and hit the Apply. To change the font, size, and style for the tab, you can go to Scores, Global Settings, and then choose Text. Change the font for tablature and change to something like Georgia size 14. To clean this up even more, we can press the Auto Layout button. We can choose that the maximum number of bars is 3. Press OK, and you'll notice this looks a lot cleaner, and now we can see the numbers a lot better. Sometimes it's easier to play up the neck, and we should write our tab like this too. Depending on how you play, you might want to play this F on the B string instead of the E string. Select notes you want by holding down the Shift key, and go under the Scores menu and select B2 under Move to Strings. That should be a bit easier to play, as long as you have a little bit of strength in your pinky finger. Well, that's all the time we have in this video series on scoring. There are many more scoring features in CUBASE, so feel free to explore the manual.